Hello everybody and welcome back to Shadows of New York. I think we're nearing the end of this, but we'll see.
Yep. A mystery book author would refer to the circumstances of Callahan's death as a classic closed-room mystery. The metal door locked from the inside served as the sole way in. There was no murder weapon, no useful testimonies, and the evidence was, how do I put it, fairly circumstantial at best. What was left for us was one hell of a puzzle, one where the answer couldn't even be approached, and using the tried and tested question, cui bono?
I don't know what that means.
I have no idea either. We were presented with poorly timed power upheaval, a tense situation where a long-planned celebration was in danger. Suddenly, all of us were faced with an uncertain future. Everybody benefited, yet nobody did. No one was especially fond of Callahan, but it's not like anyone seemed particularly... I had to yawn.
Okay.
And not anyone seemed particularly keen on removing him from the equation, especially at this time. For a moment, we were sure this was the beginning of an offensive on the part of the Camarilla. We started wondering how bad our retaliation should be. And as for us, we were momentarily convinced that the Anarchs were plotting to blame us for their own internal power struggle. The tense situation resolved only thanks to skillful and swift diplomacy.
So we didn't do shit, really. Dare I say, yet another victory for our talented prince.
I looked it up. Cui bono is who stands or stood to gain.
Oh. Who benefits from this situation?
Yep.
Okay.
Julia made sure to examine all the contacts Callahan might have had in his last days in both sects. Her efforts were tireless, and only rarely misguided.
Hey, I only beat up one person. Come on. He just had to spit out that at least one biting remark, didn't he? Ah, well. He's probably just covering his ass.
But as exhaustive as they may have been, they only served to muddle the possibilities, not explain them. Callahan had a lot of enemies, and they were the most infuriating kind of enemies no one can have. Or one can have. Folks who barely ever thought of him anymore. In other words, no one really had a particular interest in getting rid of him, because they could always simply work their way around him. Just before last Christmas, he even witnessed the first ever successful First Light raid against his extremely profitable blood trade supply lines. Lone ace up his sleeves, with downright shady ability to perfectly maneuver around all SI activities, gone. Callahan's decline was apparent to all, and the domino effect made his empire slowly crumble. Up until recently, he'd done an admirable job keeping up with the times and getting away with murder, but suddenly all of the prison spotlights were on him. The recent stories we hear about him all depict a depressed, downright manic recluse, lashing out at everyone, struggling and utterly failing to fit into the new reality he found himself in. A closed room, no evidence of struggle, a lack of strong whodunits, the corpse being found in the very early evening hours. The conclusion is simple. Callahan's final death was self-inflicted. Suicide, to put it in simple terms.
I wonder if we actually did fail the investigation here.
I think it's possible.
Huh. Silence has filled the room. So, wow, that really is the angle they'll be pushing, isn't it? Let's hear it, Sheriff.
I will explain. It was an independent detective who first set me onto this theory, only last night. There is no suicide note of any kind, of course, but the message of our recently departed sent may not have necessarily been a verbal one. The peculiar thing was the position of the body. It was an arrow pointing us to notice something. It appears the last thing Callahan saw in his own life was a portrait of one Lord Castlerock, the second Marquess of Londonderry. What's it, Londonderry?
I know, I thought it was Londonderry too.
Which is coincidentally where Callahan was born. To most, he was a reviled traitor, a heartless suppressor of all dissent. The main threat against which rebellion the Irish have gone through, successful in all ways but those that matter to his people. Some call him a tragic figure, holding together selfish allies against a common threat, always fighting for painful and unpopular compromises, ruined by overwork, sickness, and poor public speaking skills. Not hard to see why Douglas Callahan would empathize.
Polite snickers.
Indeed. Shut up. Especially when you realize the sickness in his blood, his failures, the hatred of his own people, and a growing paranoia led him to commit a dramatic suicide within his own four walls.
I see.
The assumption is, instead of stabbing himself to death with a knife or a pen, he decided to let the sun embrace him in its warmth, Castle Ra's face burning into his eyes, a poetic final death. It's not the closure we might have wanted, but probably the best explanation of his motivation.
All good.
And that we're gonna get. Does everyone follow?
Now I'm yawning. Damn it! A heavy silence fills the room. Nobody speaks up. Except Prince Panhard. To me, it's all perfectly understandable, agreeable, and most importantly, it fits the man I've come to understand over the last 2 decades. Consistent...
It's a little chilly in my room, so I'm wearing my blanket. It's very cozy.
Consentient murmurs resonate throughout the room.
Agreed, and might I add, there were some irregularities in the handling of the crime scene, but the Anarch leader's findings suggested Callahan's resentful ghouls were to blame. Folks have been real happy to see him dead, is all I'm saying. And they went overboard with these celebrations. They've all been interrogated, though. Yes, I've received all the resulting intel. It's done nothing to change my mind. Their depictions of Callahan's state of mind only serve to support the suicide theory.
It is my suggestion that we all announce these findings to our respective communities first thing tomorrow night. That sounds reasonable, and I think that concludes this meeting. I'll let the Keeper of the Elysium do the honors. No time wasted, huh? All right. Does anyone have anything to add? Any questions to ask? Take your time. Silence. I look at everyone just sitting it out in perfect agreement. Congrats, everyone. Congrats, us. We've achieved a perfect victory. No loose ends. No rocking the boat. No nothing. Makes you want to puke. How many of them contributed to this final report? How strongly does Kadir believe the shit running from his mouth? He's always been a Camarilla... Probably. He's always been a Camarilla loyalist. A fanatic, even, but... Miss Julia, any final statements? This is it. Now or never. If anyone can blow this pathetic charade wide open, it's me. But there's no coming back from this road, and it has a cost. I've spent all my life and unlife on social climbing, and the sunken cost fallacy is kicking in. Challenging them here might be the only way of ever making it out of the pit I'm in. On the other hand, maybe this is my time to head into the unknown. Kill my ego, at least temporarily. Shut up the voice of the elders screaming in my head. Betray my La Sombra instincts. Make all these ghosts go away and figure out something new, no matter how scary it might be. Do I dare? Maybe I don't. I feel like there's an incredible prize to be won, waiting right in front of me, but if I just dare to take out this revolver with a single bullet I have hidden on me. And invite everyone here for a crazy game of Russian roulette. But I also get this foreboding gangster movie feeling, like, this is the scene where the future mobster could have gotten out, but he didn't. In the end, did Callahan think all the splendor of the Golden Arrow was worth this pathetic end? It's like there are two selves battling for dominance inside of me. One of them has to die, the other gets to live. Honestly, it's a flip of a coin. Okay, so this is depending on my traits, I bet.
Yeah.
I reflect on all the kindred I've met, lessons I've learned, choices I've made over the past few nights to make a decision. And then, feeling like I'm simply following the way I've conducted this investigation to its logical conclusion, I respond... Oh, no! No, nothing. Kadir has done an excellent job of summing up the entire case.
Oh, there's a shadow on the far wall by the window.
Oh, yeah. A barely detectable tension in the air disappears. This was the first time they might have had to reckon with something I said. But luckily for them, turns out they won't. Well, looks like that's all, folks. Yes, looks like it.
Excellent. Might I be going now, then? Places to be, kindred to see.
Took the words right out of my mouth. You can see it in some of their faces. Everyone is happy. Samira, will you escort Mr. Torque out? Me and Thomas will have to appease Mr. Payne for disrupting the sanctity of Elysium. Certainly. Right this way.
Tomorrow night, we're back to being enemies, of course.
Of course. Isn't that just what you wanted to hear, Addison?
Oh, spare me the condensation, Helen.
During the commotion, I'm approached by Kadir. He looks me in the eye and makes a show of exhaling deeply.
I have to go and see everyone back to safety now, but thank you for not pulling any stupid tricks. I really appreciate it.
I really do wonder how things could have gone the other way. Who did you think I am?
Someone else, and I apologize for that. Sometimes you just see something and completely misinterpret it. We'll think about how to handle the future, particularly the Kaiser issue, tomorrow. Alright?
If I'm even here tomorrow. He pats me on the back with a short, awkward smile.
See you then.
I feel slightly disappointed that we didn't say something, you know what I mean? But, like,
Yeah.
that might have been the point that we just got killed for speaking out.
I think like it would have to be one of them, and we would have to accuse someone. And if we were wrong, then we would die on the spot.
So we did technically get a bad ending here, I think. A complicit ending, where we just shut up, took the fake-ass verdict.
It's not exactly a bad ending, but it's not a good one.
Yeah, we didn't uncover shit. Everyone slowly scatters, but I just sit there, keeping eye contact with the only person here I still have some unfinished business with. The art hole should have its doors closed now, but nobody considers it weird that I'm staying. After all, the only person that is still accompanying me is the keeper of the Elysium. Oh, was it her?
I think it might have been.
Aren't they a happy bunch? All's well that ends well.
Because the moment she arrives, he died.
People were getting nervous, like you really had some good cards to play. You're a poker player? Occasionally. It's a very socialite thing to do. Played with Jennifer Tilly once. Must be easy to keep a poker face with, you know. I know, it does help. And you do seem to know a lot about the cards other people are holding. Like all great games, poker does share some principles, lessons, and necessary skills that's with real life. I take out another smoke. This conversation is bringing the tension back, like two fencers, carefully looking for a hole in each other's defense. I found a file about you in Kaiser's car. Seems like he's worried about you. The only unpredictable variable in his equations. Ah, see, that's the one card I didn't predict you drawing. Speaking of not predicting something, when I was walking up tonight, I didn't expect a good friend to provoke me into coming here. Oh, she was the good friend. Okay.
Ah.
Who might that have been? Not a lot of people in this room had the inclination to act friendly towards me in any way whatsoever. Sure looks like someone made a risky play. Even great players make dangerous plays sometimes. You know why? No idea. Boredom. It's boredom that gets to you. Even when you love the game, there's always this fear that it might turn into a perfectly predictable series of optimal plays. Time to make a play that might not seem optimal at the moment. Then, a direct attack. You're not really Catherine Weiss, are you? I don't know who else I could be. Let me phrase it differently then. You're not Ekaterina the Wise, the agitator of Prague, a Bruja elder causing turbulences all over the world, are you? She laughs. That file must have been pretty thorough. Kaiser knows what he's doing. That's why I'm afraid of what he might do to me to get revenge. Rightfully so. Maybe I'll help him out in exchange for a favor. Snuff out a somber meddler, strike a partnership, promise to keep each other in check. If that was a joke, it wasn't very funny. And just so you know, I've made precautions. It was a bluff. Honestly, I expected more of a reaction. Kaiser's mock documents, did they mention anything about Ostrava? They say that's where you were born, as Hanna Urbanova was unlucky enough to immigrate to New York City at the perfect age, and with a pretty accent approximating that of Ekaterina. Ekaterina? Honestly, it explains a lot. Kadir told me Aisling once organized a blood hunt after Catherine, Ekaterina. That's why she was both a liability and too intertwined in this city's history to give up on her. The solution? You were deemed the best possible compromise by all parties involved. The particulars aren't really described. It is theorized that blood magic was used, maybe flesh crafting. I do remember a few images. Her accomplice's embrace, Christoph, The man who caught me, apologizing that the others broke my jaw, as if he wasn't to blame. Violent brainwashing. But what's done is done. I might not be Ekaterina the Wise, but I am definitely Catherine Weiss now. I feel as good about the situation as I possibly can. She's the brooding Batman, and you're the fun-loving Bruce Wayne. Zorro and Diego La Vega? Something like that. A debutante who sleeps a lot and parties a lot. Only has to do something unpleasant from time to time. Do you hate her?
Hold up, did we get the good ending?
I don't know. It seems like we uncovered the person who was actually behind this, but we didn't make it public, so I don't know. Sometimes, but I mostly pity her. I've come to accept my fate, and I don't even feel much trauma when I see my jaw in the mirror, the way she does. Some pig broke hers centuries ago, and she still relives the assault every time she catches a glimpse of her own face. All that power, all that reach, all the appearances, still not enough. Don't get me wrong, but is there a point to all these questions? 1 second, I need water.
Alright. Oh, there definitely is.
Thank you. I think it was reading your file that made me ultimately decide against turning this investigation upside down. Was it now? An immigrant from Eastern Europe comes to New York City, takes the position she always expected to find herself in, is molded into someone who is no longer herself. The story struck a chord. I felt like you were, maybe ever so slightly, pushing me to follow your way, to lose myself in a position of considerable power. I could see Julia Sawinski sharing Hanna Urbanova's fate, and to be honest, it scared the shit out of me. Catherine shakes her head. Funny. Ostrava's just 15 kilometers away from Poland's border. I know. I think I've been there once when I was a kid. Parents love to travel. Who doesn't? She takes my smoke, turns it back, takes a deep drag, and returns it to me. All these long-established organizations, with time, the practices always degenerate, start draining everything out of the participants, turning into a cycle of abuse aimed at no one in particular. But the funny thing is, if the victims aren't allowed into positions where they can perpetuate the abuse, they feel the abuse is aimed specifically at them. There's no winning move here. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? I think. You're just making excuses for yourself? She desperately tries to stop it, but she laughs. It sounds a bit like a harpy screaming. Ah! But it's strangely endearing.
Oh, okay, okay.
Thanks. I take a drag of her cigarette she took from me earlier. My inner grade schooler excitedly informs me it's an indirect kiss. Ooh! Oh, hey, another shadow in the back there.
Yeah. By the window.
Let's walk outside. I need to close up shop.
No, that is just like a big doorway to another room, isn't it?
Maybe. Dawn is almost here, and we still need to talk about how to get you out of Kaiser's grasp. So this might not have been the best ending, but we uncovered who was behind it, and we're maybe
is
working
it not
with...
the best ending?
I don't know. There might not even be a best ending. This might just be an ending where
honestly,
we get
I think this
least.
might be the best ending. We know who did it. Obviously, it was her.
Maybe.
And because we didn't out her, she's going to be helping us.
Yeah.
And we get to live.
So, I hear you've been
Otherwise,
living with
I
a
assume
human.
we'd probably be killed by Kaiser.
Probably. Yeah. It didn't work out. Oh, and why's that? I don't know how to do this. Do I dare call it sisterly bond came to happen? And I know I can't be on last night, but I'm saving every second. She's been, it turns out she's been single white femaling me. I don't follow. I come home, I find her wearing my clothes, smoking my cigarettes, pretending to be me. The creepiest thing in the world. Are you really saying that to someone whose entire persona is pretending to be another person?
Yep.
So, you find that pretending to be someone else is the creepiest thing in the world? I see how it is. Oh, piss off. That's a low blow. Why would she do that? No idea. I just yelled at her and saw her running out. She's probably back home now. I hope... No, I don't. I don't know. I know it looks bad, but maybe you should just, ask her why she did it, and then make an informed decision. What are you talking about? That would be reasonable. I don't do that. She loses herself in thought for a moment, visibly torn whether or not to tell me something. This might just be Ekaterina speaking, but I was thinking about you two in Carthage. Everyone is arguing with her about that name. Some people claim it's too much historical baggage. It's a myth. It didn't work. Shut up! It's still vampires taking advantage of humans. But it's still a beautiful dream. Actually, let me start the timer again just in case. And you two are like the embodiment of it. You mean the apocryphal story where Carthage was not destroyed because Romans were greedy for land, but because kindred and kind coexisted there in harmony? That's a pretty deep cut, you know. How long ago were you embraced again? I've been reading a lot to catch up. The inner journalist slash former copywriter in me still refuses to die. Again, it might well be Ekaterina speaking, sending you to die for her pipe dream. But that's the best option I can think of to get away from here with a goal in mind. I'm listening. Head for the anarch-free state of California. Huh. I didn't realize California was anarch-free state. Wait, does that mean it's the free state belonging to anarchs, or it's anarch-free
I think
completely?
it is. Like, it is the free state for anarchs. The anarch-free state.
Maybe. Look for a man called Giles. If you're alone, you might have to do a lot to prove yourself. If with your friend, you might have to do a little less. If you succeed, you'll be able to fight for the noble causes of establishing New Carthage. It's hopeless, but no matter what tough act Kadir's putting on, still better than waiting for Kaiser to act. Might as well give it a shot, and then see what's next. Thank you. Don't thank me, you idiot. I'm sending you to the West Coast to die. Just so you're not here to blabber about me to Kaiser, so that I can please my boss. Now scram, the sun's almost up. Yeah, we don't.
I think this is.
I don't
a
know.
Good ending.
We get to live. We solved the crime ultimately, even if we didn't get to go public with it.
Yeah, we didn't go public with it, but we did solve the crime, and we essentially get to live and reconcile with Dakota.
Even if we are effectively banished. We're effectively running from town, so we don't die.
Yeah.
Sure, thank you. Nevertheless, even if just to piss you off some more. Anything else I should know? I don't exactly know how practicing you are. Not even Father Leonard knows, but in an hour of peril, keep St. Jude, the patron saint of desperate cases, in mind. I'm not even religious, I mean, really. But in my darkest hour, someone told me to keep him in mind. And maybe I wouldn't be here if he didn't. Yeah, I know of St. Jude. In happier times, Mom used to joke he was the patron saint of her sex life. I see. God damn, that's sad. Fellow Catholic guilt survivor, huh? That classic Eastern European upbringing. I'm not admitting to anything. Stay safe, Catherine, and thank you. See you again someday, somewhere, Julia. Although probably not. I wave at her for the first and probably last time, and leave the Elysium behind.
Hey.
Hey. She's sitting on the bed. It's obvious she was crying before, but is trying her best to hold up.
Where were you?
I was, finishing my big investigation. She sniffs.
So, how was it?
I fucked it up, big time. Didn't even put up a fight. Don't tell me you expected anything different.
I did, actually. You used to be a shining example of investigative journalist.
Maybe I never felt comfortable being an example. The wince on her face proves that got to her.
I'm not happy with who I am.
Jesus, you're really copying me in every damn respect, aren't you?
Fuck you, I'm being serious.
I know, I'm not trying to be an asshole, or rather, trying not to be an asshole. We really are two leeches who got stuck to each other, huh? Like a two-person human centipede loop or something. An Ouroboros or an Mobius strip? I got lost in my own metaphors, so I take out another smoke and slowly decide what to say. You're extremely good-looking, kind, endlessly energetic. You've got a steady job as an artist, and an even steadier influx of cash. Why would you want to be someone else?
You're extremely good-looking, clever, talented as fuck, immortal, and eternally young.
Aha! The key defining feature that we share. We're both hot!
But you still have that horribly deep well of self-loathing within you for some godforsaken reason, and it fucks me up as much as it does you.
probably. Yeah, I get it, but seeing a white female?
It was an impulse. It was the first time I did it, I swear. I don't know what got into me. That timing. That timing was just... fuck. Maybe I just wanted to see if I could be a better you than you. Dunno. Maybe I need therapy. But I'm tired of looking for the kind of therapy that feels like it works and is not just brainwashing me.
She might be lying, but I don't want to believe she's lying. I choose to believe she's not lying. What do I have to lose? I think I want to give it one more shot. She raises her head. Do you?
Yeah, I think I do.
There is one condition, though. She shoots me a cold look.
What condition?
I told you I fucked up my investigation, but not how badly. Well, looks like I'm no longer safe in NYC. I need to run first thing tomorrow evening, and the only way I see is a bunch of loons living on the West Coast who are trying to bring about a utopia where humans and vampires could coexist. And it's probably even more dangerous than staying here, to be honest. Not to mention how dangerous it could be for you. And I haven't even figured out how we're gonna get there safely, but yeah. I'm beyond tired of sitting on my ass, collaborating with monsters. This is the first page of a second chapter.
This isn't a lot to take in. It just cuts to black, chapter 2.
I know.
But I think I'm in.
Yay!
I know I'm in.
You've got a future. You've got rich parents. You don't have to do this.
In case you missed it, having rich parents is like a goddamn, I don't know, original sin in my book. I don't want to coast on their money. I want to try doing something that fucking matters.
Are you certain?
About as certain as I am that the deep state exists.
That's good enough for me. I'm off to sleep. The sun is probably already up.
I'll pack your clothes.
What for? You planning to unleash Dark Dakota on me again? Hey, why did it do that? Damn it! Oh, she just went. Don't say anything. As I said, trying not to be an asshole. It's a process. Moon! The day went
Fuck
by.
off.
And I woke up just like any other night. That was the first surprise. Dakota following through with her plan was the second. We're leaving the city. I don't know about her, but I'm kind of hoping it will burn the moment we leave. Fuck all these out-of-touch psychotic assholes who murdered Callahan and partied on his grave all week. What?
I like the music.
Fuck the opportunists who couldn't even seize the moment and do what had to be done. Fuck this temple of Mammon where truth is impossible to find. Fuck the Bronx, fuck Brooklyn, fuck Queens, fuck Staten Island, not Satan Island, and fuck Manhattan. Fuck Manhattan in particular. Okay, I'm done. I'm probably gonna try to stop at motels, drink from truckers and hitchhikers and whatever.
Exciting! We'll be like a pair of serial killers prowling America's highways.
Remember Near Dark, that nomadic vampire movie?
Of course I do. Is that what we're planning to do in the Midwest?
Maybe, maybe not. Hi, Sassy. Hello. Meow, good kitty. Maybe not. We'll improvise.
It just hit me. Won't the motels and such be closed because of the virus, though?
Ah, shit. I don't know. I didn't think about that. Maybe I really should have just robbed a bank and just paid the circulatory system goons to smuggle us to the West Coast. Ah, whatever. It might be fun.
Remember, you'll be the one paying for everything. I don't want to expose myself to anything. I don't want to expose anyone to anything. I've seen enough shit talking online about this exodus of New Yorkers. We're probably spreading that thing all around the country right now.
Gotcha.
We should wash the car, I think. And you'll be disinfecting yourself before any time we touch.
Okay, that's just being freaky.
And maybe you should wear a mask.
Nope, it's the land of the free and the home of the brave. America!
I guess. Hey.
Yeah?
Do you love me?
Of course I do. Yay, honesty!
Hey!
For now, at least. I still don't know if I love her, or if I can even love anyone for that matter. I'm a fucking monster, after all. I don't even know if we'll exist next month. The prospects are not looking good. But although I can't see myself in the rearview mirror right now, I will remember this image of us leaving the city, somewhat melancholic, somewhat hopeful, forever. And maybe the meaning of this image will be clarified with time. Or maybe I'll just force a more positive description on it, and that's what I'll believe. No matter what happens, even if the oceans of blood lie before us, I will make this a cherished memory. Whatever possible salvation still remains for me, it probably lies in the eyes of another. Trophy, bad ending.
Okay, so this is a bad ending then.
Oh man. Cool, thanks, game. Thank you for making it real crystal clear. Trophy, bad ending. Oh my god.
So is this the good ending, the bad ending, or is it kind of like a middle ending?
Bad
bad
ending.
ending.
Oh my god, that's fucking hilarious. Can I? Okay, I'm gonna skip. Oh my god, it's just outright cold bad ending. I don't know why that got me.
I mean, we're talking about it because it's not clear that it's a bad ending. Now it is, but...
So yeah, we got the bad ending. I don't know, let us know if you'd like us to play this again and try for the good ending, I guess. But for now, I think this was pretty good. And if I keep doing this, my throat is gonna be fucked. So, thank you for watching, and we'll see you later.
Adios.